You know, if somebody doesn't move this plate, I'm just going to lick it.
You what?
Good stuff. I mean, you know, and then they come by and ask, did you like it?
No, I didn't.
I'm going, I've wiped it clean. I've eaten every little scrap.
I don't want to pay for this. I didn't like it at all.
No, you pull a hair out of your head and put it on it.
Oh.
People do that at Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll just secretly hate you and know that this is
How much of this did you
a speeding ticket or some other unpleasant incident that's not worth $4.
How much of this did you say to him versus think?
Oh, this is my inner monologue.
What did you actually say to the customer?
Sure, no problem. Like, you are such a.
Well, that's when you put one and let it run down the glass.
I thought I would check because sometimes I can't tell, you know.
Yes, it does. No, you can count on me to always be like, sure, no problem. Yeah, sometimes my inner monologue bleeds into my facial expressions. I'll be like, country people. Sure, no problem.
My favorite server was, I was working at this place in Reynosa called Spanky's, and it was just a privately owned
We drove around
place.
and
And you get lots of skiers in there. There was a big group of skiers. It was late in the evening. We were out of a lot of food. And they were obnoxious. They were from Texas. And I took their order, and I had to come back and tell them, oh, I'm sorry, we're out of this, and this. So this one really obnoxious guy was like, he was all mad. He's like, okay, well, I'll order the shrimp. Well, how many shrimps and that? And I was like, you know, it's a really nice order of shrimp. He's like, well, is there a boatload of shrimp in there? And I was like, I don't know, your butt or mine.
Well, you actually said it. You go, girl. Right off that tip.
The whole table, there was like 10 of them that just got up and left. But we were so busy that another table came right in.
No loss.
Oh well. But he was so rude, like they were so mad.
Exactly. But the summer I got out of nursing school before I took state boards, I wanted to take a break. And I was up at Rio Dozy and I went to work at one of the country clubs. And I got promoted quickly to the party shift. That's all I did was banquets, luncheons, that kind of stuff. One of my jobs was the Tuesday Ladies Bridge Club. Alright? And I got to pick the menu, the whole 9 yards, set up the buffet.
I was very surprised.
And it's honestly, you know, these are supposed to be society ladies, right? As soon as I would start setting up the food, no, that's mine, no, that. And finally I walked over about 2 or 3 weeks of that, and I said, the president here in this lady goes, I am. So I took over to one side and I said, why are they acting like frogs in the
In the creek.
Oh, God.
I said, why
That was one of my
can't
favorite bars in town, though.
Yeah, I said, why can't they at least sit down until I get the food on the buffet and say, ladies,
It's ready to go.
and then y'all get up one table at a time and come to get something to eat. There's plenty for everybody. I said, this hogs and chocolate is not. The next week, I go out and I start putting out the food. Nobody moved.
Oh, so they got the message.
Hogs in a truck. No, wait, I don't want to be the biggest pig. I don't want to be Charlotte from Charlotte's Web.
And my boss was like, Deborah, I can't believe you said that. And I'm like, what did she say?
Call it like it is, man. What did she say?
You know, that's what they were acting like.
Right, Charlotte from Charlotte's Web. What did you say? She said the biggest pig in the
Well, that's good that she must have come back to them and said, girls, come on, we got to smarten up a little bit here. We're getting,
from last night. I love
you know, they're noticing.
This is really pretty.
cheese. Fast. You came up with a really good bowl name for me when you were visiting, and I'm trying to remember what it was. You had like your favorite bowl name that you encountered on your circuit runs.
Favorite bull.
Chicken on the chain.
Chicken on the
my
chain.
run, on my account.
That's a real name.
Yes. It's a real name though, but it's not,
Do you know that
a personal
bull?
encounter of mine.
Do you personally know that bull? Jesus Christ. So now you...
Wasn't he, man?
And in a way,
They go
too,
black
and
and white,
like,
black ball
I've
face on.
just seen pictures or videos of him, but
I know it's funny.
I love the name. I love the name. Chicken on a chain.
Tonight, my mom and my dad. So maybe about like 7 or 8 years ago, my brother and I went to Canada, and our cousins were all like, "Let's go, boys! Let's go, boys!" I'm like, "This is kind of not in character for Canada. Like, what is this about?" And they're like, "Oh, we've been watching the movie 8 Seconds non-stop." And I'm like, "Really?" They're like, "It's our favorite movie. We've been watching it 8 Seconds non-stop. Like, Lane Frost is our hero." I'm like, "That's cool. It's like a cool guy. It's a good movie." They just like kept like running the scenes in the road. They tried to make us do a llama rodeo. We didn't do it. We're supposed to try to ride bareback on a llama.
On a llama?
Yeah.
It's so much fun. I'm surprised you guys didn't go.
I know.
I love
It
riding
did have an electric collar on it, so I thought that was kind of scary. I know, right? And so like our cousins were like, "Let's go, boys, cowboy up." I'm like, that kind of has a different significance when you're like around that, like growing up, you know. It's just kind of interesting, but yeah. So my mom's family, they're all into it.
Do you remember the movie you guys made at our wedding?
It was bad. Yeah, it was a murder mystery with Kate and Zach.
Yeah. Do you guys still have it? And the girls? I have it. It was a murder mystery.
We also did a Canadian murder mystery.
House
They killed off their least favorite cousins right away.
And then
And then she got mad because we made a fart noise when she got murdered. She was really not happy with us. I don't think she talked to us after that movie. Yeah, my cousin Alexis. She was like, "I'm getting married and none of y'all are invited." My mom was a bit of like, "Alexis is getting married and we're not invited." I'm like, "I know."
and you need to do this and you need to do that.
Made a lot of movies.
where
The
is it?
murder wedding was pretty good. I can't remember what it was called, but it was definitely a murder mystery.
Well, you know, I don't have, you know, I'm the usual...
Oh yeah, Murder in the Family.
Who was the murderer? Who was the victim?
Everyone was the victim, except for the murderer. It was probably Scott.
We met that creepy house that was like a couple doors down. And you guys were all sure something really bad had happened.
Well, I have a suggestion. I don't have this in the archives.
Really good. That new Canadian.
No.
Yeah, they used
That
that.
unfortunate.
We took the video. It had to be our camera.
But I don't know where it, so I might have to get a copy from you because I don't think I necessarily have this.
I feel bad because she like
I just
they were the same age. She's like
some videos they haven't turned
those
into.
American cousins. They made like unfortunate.
If it is, I'd love to get it because I don't think I have it. There's
I
some
was
gaps.
12, I didn't know any better. She's like, "You've been giving me a hard time since we were like 4." Those 8 years of like cousinly abuse did not work out, but we did some good videos.
You know who else they could be?
Sam Elliott.
Now that's another good trick. Sam Elliott is quite good.
So you guys could have been in the Big Lebowski together.
Exactly. Co-star.
What is Kate doing?
I think, what is that one that they made that was in Montana? It was like something Flats or something, but it was it may have been a Tom McGuane screenplay. Long time ago. No, not Tortilla Flats. It was like.
I remember she was like the nurse.
Did you ever see the very first Sam Elliott movie?
No, I'm sure I
He was a
haven't.
lifeguard.
A-
Surfer.
A lifeguard.
It was in San Diego or Los Angeles.
Was it a mainstream movie? It was not a porn movie or anything? It was, okay, I just was checking.
But it was so long ago that he didn't really get famous.
Yeah, and so there he was, just an aspiring actor, a cowboy kind of guy.
And he was a lifeguard, but it was Sam Elliott.
Now he's got a great screen presence, and I think and a great voice. He's hearing in advertising rollovers and stuff, voiceovers, whatever you call them.
I know a lot of guys that are almost identical.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like a whole genre?
Well, it's
Same voice, same voice, same mustache, same build, same. Yeah. I mean, just almost identical. You know what I mean?
you know, a single one.
You know any single ones about, you know, that might be appropriate.
Most of them are single every Thursday night.
I want to sing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Oh, Lordy.
And she and her brother get along really well, so she may move to
And on that note, we'll take a little brief. It might be because of the size of the party.
Let's just check and see.